Good morning, everybody. Good morning. For those who do not know me, I'm Pastor Bob Williams. I'm the pastor here at College Mound. This is my second decoration day. So there's one thing I know on this day. I learned a lot about the history of this church on this day. And I got me one of these handouts here. There's a lot of good information in here, and I'm looking forward to reading through this. We're going to learn a lot about the history of the Liston and the Hogan family that are here today, and so many other folks here today. We're just thank you that you are here on this day to celebrate this day here at College Mound. I'll note that we'll have a note this up front. I think I forgot to mention this last year, that during the offering today, there will be an offering here, and that collection here will go toward the church. And down at the lunch, there will also be a collection there for the Cemetery Association, so I just wanted to point that out up front here today. I'll note that there's some flowers right down front here. Those flowers were given by Betty and Cyrus for Barbara. Today is Barbara's birthday, actually, right? Now, there's one thing that they know, you all may not know, is I'm not the singing pastor. That is a gift that I do not have. But I've asked Tom to lead us here today as we sing Happy Birthday to Barbara.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Barbara. Happy birthday to you.
I'd also like to thank Debbie for putting a lot of this together today. I think she put together this, he put this together, I'm sure, right? Yeah, I had the bulletin, which is like very small compared to this. So thank you for putting this together today. I know she put a lot of work into that, and it was, when I talked to her this week, I could sense that she was a bit frazzled after putting everything. She called me one time, she said, "Did you call me?" I said, "No, I didn't call you." She was like, so anyway, good to see everybody here today. If you'll stand and join me in our opening hymn today here, it's number 723, Shall We Gather at the River, and Tom is going to lead us here to sing it today.
Beautiful. be seated.
Coming out of that time to lift up our joys and our concerns on this day. It is certainly a joyous day here today as we celebrate this is 132nd? 33? 33, okay. All right. Who's counting? 130 something. Decoration Day today, so we are certainly a joy that you all are here today. Normally have a list up here, but I'm just going to go over some folks that I know that are in need of some prayer today and some joys today as well. I think Ron Sneed actually is home now, is that correct? So that's good. He's been recovering, and yes, that's a So he's back home now. We've still got some recovering to do, but I'm sure that he's certainly glad to be back home on this day. Yes?
Sonny Lee is back in the hospital,
Okay.
and he's got things out here.
Okay, so Sonny Lee is back in the hospital, so we'll be mindful of that today and we'll be praying for him on this day. Also, there's folks here that are on our kind of our long-term list that we always pray for. Joy Reed and Dawn Puckett, who is not here today.
She's next door.
Oh, she is?
She wasn't going to walk anymore, she had to.
Oh, okay. Well, she's here today, so that's good that she's here today. I know that she's had, some challenges here lately, but we are certainly glad that she is here today. And we're a number of folks. Maxine, I saw Maxine here today. It's good to see Maxine. We have Miss Clara, who I don't know if Miss Clara is here today, but she's always on our prayer list, so we are always praying for her. We ask that you continue to pray for our nation and our leaders and our troops and law enforcement officers. We always keep those folks in our thoughts and in our prayers. These are particularly challenging times, and we just need to lift those folks up. We do a lot of hard work and a lot of good work, and sometimes that's not really expressed enough, I don't think, to those folks. So we always lift those folks up. And we always lift relationships up. Relationships are important. You can see here today that family relationships are just critical. And that's one of the things that I think is a challenge in this day and age. And I think that's something that the church can pray for, is to strengthen relationships. I think that's the basic foundation of our culture and society, and it's a basic understanding in Christianity that the family is a critical unit, and we always pray for those types of relationships. So let us go to the Lord in prayer on this day. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this church and this community. We thank you for the opportunity to celebrate the history of this community and this church. If it weren't for folks who had worked diligently and very hard to put all this together, we wouldn't be here today. So we are just very thankful for the opportunity to do that. You've been blessing this church and this community since 1845, and we know that you will continue to sustain and bless this church into the future. We ask you to be with all of those that we have lifted up here today. And as I noted in particular, just